Good day, Sir Scott. Good day, everyone. We are the Group 5, and now we will tackle the introduction of intellectual attributes of personality. But first, let me introduce myself and my team. I am Juliana Shane Patawaran.
I'm Alanix Christian Nambao.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jana J. Ilagura.
Good day, everyone. I am Justin J.V. Tuason.
I'm Julia Marie R. Tampos.
I am Yanok Alicia Marie.
Hello everyone, I am Henry L. Meridor Jr.
But before we officially start our discussion, let me first discuss the 5 learning objectives that you will learn after this lesson. So the first one, we will tackle the intellectual attributes of personality, and the second one, we will discuss the different types of intelligence, and the third one, we will discuss also the nature of the guest's relative or relations. Well, the fourth one is we will tackle the factors affected in the intelligence behavior, and we will also share the way to make the effective decision making. And that's all. Then let me call on the next reporter.
Intellectual attributes of personality. So, this refers to how we think, our feelings or emotion, and social skills that help us learn, communicate effectively with other people, and to succeed in life. So, there are 5 key components. The first one is cognitive abilities. So, this refers to our basic thinking skills. Example, quickly understanding direction or solving a problem, a puzzle. The second one is emotional intelligence. This involves understanding and managing our own emotions and to those of others. Example nito is knowing when to stay calm in a frustrating situation, eh, or understanding why a friend is upset. So the third one is social abilities. These are the skills to related to interacting with other people. Example is working well in a team, communicating clearly with other people, and making friends. So the fourth one is creative thinking. This involves with new original ideas, generating novel ideas, and solutions. Example nito is thinking of a unique solution to a problem or creating a piece of art. So the fifth one, the last one, is critical thinking. So this analyzing information carefully to make a good judgment. So critical thinkers can differentiate between fact and opinion and make informed decision based on evidence. So the next one is, what is the definition of intelligent? So intelligent is the ability to learn, understand, and apply knowledge to solve a problem and adapt to a new situation. It's a combination of all the attributes I mentioned earlier, allowing us to navigate the world successfully or to be successful. And I would like to call the next reporter, Miss Jenny Joy Lagura.
Good morning, everyone, and we have just tackled about the type of intelligence. And according to Howard Gardner's Multiple Intelligence Theory, there are several types of intelligence. And first is logistic intelligence, is the ability to use language effectively for thinking, experience idea, and solving problems through spoken or written communication. And for example, is journalist, poet, public speaker who can write impressively and explain complex and clearly or speaking equitably. And the second is logical mathematical intelligence, is the ability to reason, think logically, analyze patterns, and solve problems using number or logical thinking. For example, is the mathematician, computer programmer, or scientist who works with data, formula, and logical systems to find solution. And the third one is spatial intelligence, the ability to think three-dimension, visual image, and objects, create, understand spatial relationships. And for example is architect, artist, or engineering who visual structure before buildings or create details, design, and layout. And the fourth is bodily kinesthetic intelligence, is the ability to control body movements skillfully using hands or whole body to solving problem, create product, or experience idea. And the example is a dancer, athlete, or surgeons who using perceived body and coordination or perform complex physical tasks. And the fifth is musical intelligence, is the ability to perceive, create, and appreciate music, rhymes, tones, and sound. And for example is a person who can play several instruments, compose song, and easily recognize music pattern like composer or a singer. And for six is interpersonal intelligence, the ability to understand, communicate, and interact effectively with others. And for example is a teacher, counselor, or team leader who understand other emotion and create a solving context. And first seven is intrapersonal intelligence, the ability to understand oneself, including one's thoughts and feeling and motivation. And for example is a writer or a philosopher who reflect deeply on personal experience and feelings. And for eight is naturalistic intelligence, the ability to understand, appreciate a natural world, including plants, animal, and nature. And for example is botanists, biologists, and or farmer who identify plants, spices, or predict weather pattern. And for nine is existential intelligence, the ability to think deeply about abstract idea, philosophically questions, and human existence. And for example is uh, spiritual leader, philosopher, or theologian who contemplates life and meaning and purpose. And for the last one is emotional intelligence, is the ability to recognize and understand emotion in oneself and others, and using and this awareness to guide thinking and behavior. And for example is a manager who motivates a team by sense their mood and respond appropriately, or therapist taking clients managing result. And for the next reporter, may I call on Miss Twazan?
So good day, I am Justin J.V. Tuason. So now let's talk about the nature of guest relations. So the nature of guest relations refers to the interactions and relationships between hosts and the service providers and their guests or customers. So ano nga ba itong guest relations? Basically, ito yung pakikipag-ugnayan at relasyon between mga hosts or service providers and syempre, yung mga guests or customers nila. It is like how you interact and build relationships with your clients or visitors. So there are four important points that involves in guest relations. So the first one is the communication skills. So communication skills, dito papasok yung effective communication. Kailangan clear and concise yung pag-explain mo ng mga bagay-bagay. Marunong ka makinig ng mabuti or active listening, and you also clarify expectations beforehand para walang misunderstanding. So example ko na lang dito yung tinanong sa amin nung nung seminar namin sa Bshm skills namin. Sabi nila, paano daw namin i-handle yung problem kapag yung guests or yung customers namin is nag-complain about sa baso na may natira pang lipstick. So, ang sagot doon is, first, you need to say sorry or apologize to your guests dahil doon sa nangyaring, ayun nga, may natirang lipstick pa doon sa baso. And dapat explain mo ng mabuti kung ano yung mga nangyari or possible na nangyari kung bakit may natira pang lipstick doon, ganon. And then, pwede ka rin mag-offer ng mga discount or mag-offer ka ng another service para sa ganun ay humupa yung galit ng mga guests or customers ninyo dahil dun sa nangyaring problem. So, hindi masisira yung relation nyo or lalo na kapag regular yung mga naging guests or customers nyo. So, dapat communication is the key, ika nga nila. So, the next one is the emotional intelligence. So, here, kailangan mo ma-manage yung emotions mo and yung emotions din ng guests mo. If they are upset, you need to be empathetic and try to help them. Think about providing personalized service tailored to their needs. Parang naintindihan ko po ang nararamdaman ninyo, tapos you offer some solutions. Parang yung example ko kanina sa communication skills. So, the third one is the empathy and understanding. So, dito naman, this is about putting yourself in their shoes and try to understand their perspective and give them solutions na babagay sa situation nila. So, the fourth one is the adaptability and flexibility. So, sabi nga nila, di ba, things change. So, possible na may mangyaring bigla ang pagbabago, ganun. So, you need to be flexible and adjust to the changing needs and preferences ng guests. Di ba yung sa mga parties, ganun, tapos kayo yung magsa-set up or organizer, dapat yung mga nag-organize is flexible sila kasi madalas or kadalasan talaga is may pinapabago yung yung mga guests natin. Yung parang nagdadagdag sila ng gato ganyan or babaguhin yung setup, mga ganon-ganon. So, dapat talaga maging flexible. So, be ready to provide different solutions depending on the situation.
I am Yanok Alicia Marie and I will be discussing the factors affecting intelligent behavior is influenced by various factors including first, we have here the genetics, so innate abilities and traits that impact cognitive functioning and intelligent behavior. So, in genetics, some parts of your intelligence and how your brain works are already in your birth. So, you don't learn them, they come from your parents and family through your genes. For example, you are naturally good in math, so it because your parents is good in math. Next, we have here the environment. So, environment, external factors such as upbringing, education, and socioeconomic status that shape intelligent behavior. So, your surroundings and life experiences like your home, school, and neighborhood play a big role in how smart or capable you become. So, environment is shape your intelligent behavior because of your life experience and sa mga nakakasalamuha mo na din. Next is the education. So, education is formal and informal learning experiences that develop cognitive abilities, and intelligent behavior. So, in education, schooling, reading, mentoring, and self-learning help develop thinking, memory, and problem solving. So, education brings your genes to life by teaching the skills you need. Next is the culture. So, culture, societal norms, values, and beliefs that influence intelligent behavior and decision making. So, in culture, your culture shapes which skills you prioritize, like collaboration, creativity, or resilience. So, for example, the SLT, or the School of Living Traditions program, teaches indigenous crafts and music using native language and methods. So, Filipino youths learn deeply rooted cognitive skills through culture-based education, embedding intelligence within their heritage. For the last is the motivation. So, internal and external drivers that motivate individuals to engage in intelligent behavior and pursue personal and professional growth. So, your drive or the curiosity or rewards determines how much effort you invest in learning and improving. So I have here the example in UP, or University of the Philippines, study added gamification or the batches leadership to the online courses. So this approach boosted courses to engage and completion, showing how motivation tool can directly enhance learning outcome. And that's it for my report. Now for the next reporter will be Mr. Mirador Henry Jr.
Hello everyone, again I'm Henry L. Meredor Jr. and I'm here to tackle ways to make effective decision making. Effective decision making involves a systematic approach, including number 1, define the problem. Effective decision making starts with clearly defining the problem or opportunity. These steps involves identifying exactly what is the issue, who is the affected, and why it matters. To clear the problem is mas madali itong masolusyonan. You should determine the goals na gusto mo ma-achieve and malaman kung ano yung magiging epekto ng decision mo directly or indirectly sa tao. Next is gather information. After mo ma-define yung problem, the next step is to gather all relevant information na makakapatulong sa'yo sa paggawa ng wise decision. It includes collecting data, facts, research findings, and opinions from experts. Good decisions are based on solid evidence. So, hindi siya galing sa sarili nating instinct, hindi siya galing sa sabi-sabi, and hindi siya haka-haka lang. Number 3 is evaluate options. After mo mag-gather information, it's time na explore yung mga possible solution. Decision makers must brainstorm a range of options, then analyze each one by considering its advantage, disadvantage, cost, impact, and long-term effects. These steps helps avoid quick or biased decisions. Number 4 is choose course of actions. So, once na masses lahat ng options, ang next step is pumili ng the best na naka-base sa evaluation. The selected solution should align with the goal and be realistic in terms of time, cost, and resources. It also important na makapag-develop ka ng plan na nag-outline kung paano mo may execute yung decision, kung sino yung maging responsible, and pati na yung timeline nito. Then, last, review and adjust. The final step is to monitor the result of decision. It involves tracking progress, gathering feedback, and evaluating whether the decision achieved the desired outcomes. If the results are not expected, it's important to make necessary adjustments or revisit previous steps. Decision making is a continuous learning process. So, In conclusion, using a systematic approach to decision making helps ensures that choices are thoughtful, informed, and effective. It builds confidence and reduces the risk of mistakes. Whether in school, work, or everyday life, these 5 steps can help anyone make better decisions. So, this is my report for ways to make effective decision.